HOAs tend to have bad reputations. In fact, of the conversations that I have relating to HOAs with my clients, they usually revolve around the fact that no, I will never be in an HOA, I don't want anyone coming round, measuring the height of my grass and telling me that I can't fly a flag in my yard. But HOAs and condo associations, for that matter, can offer a lot of benefits to their residents. And to the right person, they provide the lifestyle that they've been seeking. My name is Phil Wells, I'm a real estate agent serving clients in and around the Spokane area and North Idaho too. In this video, we're going to look at the 5 key things you need to consider before purchasing real estate contained within an association. So let's get on with the video. The first thing to consider, are the fees worth it? One of the biggest benefits of living within an association are the amenities, but are the fees worth it? Every building and every association is going to be a little bit different. So when it comes to condos, for example, smaller, more modern buildings with fewer amenities are going to have lower fees than larger condo buildings that offer things like gyms and pools, for example. In the case of HOAs, a large gated community on a golf course that has a clubhouse, a pool, a spa and things like that is going to have a more substantial HOA fee than one of those communities where you don't even realize you're in an HOA's limits. And there are actually HOAs like that in the Spokane area. It does always surprise me to find that a property is in an HOA and the homeowner doesn't even know what they get for their money. But be careful here, you might think it's a non-existent HOA, it is, you are still signing up to all the bylaws and all the regulations that come with an HOA. When it comes to more expensive HOAs, please look past the initial sticker shock and consider that the amenities that you'll benefit from may actually be worth paying for if you're just going to go out and get those amenities elsewhere. And this might also be the case where utilities are included too. So find out upfront what's included in the fees, then balance them against what you would go away and obtain those amenities for anyway. You may find that living within an HOA actually makes perfect sense now that you've looked at it that way. The next thing to consider are assessments. These are often created by an association to fix or upgrade communal amenities. So in the case of a condo, they might want to upgrade windows to make them more energy efficient or install air conditioning. In the case of an HOA, they might need new gates, a new gatehouse, or they might want to upgrade the landscaping. It would behoove you as early as possible to get a hold of the association's agreement. Are there any caps on how high the special assessments can be? How frequent can they be? It's also worth seeing, are there any special assessments planned, or are there any outstanding balances that you'll be liable to pay over and above the normal HOA fees? Now, associations should front this information, but it's always worth double checking, and a good real estate agent should already have double checked for you. The third thing to consider, can you play by the rules? I know myself, I personally couldn't live within an HOA, not at this stage in my life. I like to keep a clean house, but I must admit that I like to take on a project too. I often create a mess, and this mess ends up lying around my property for a couple of weeks, I'll admit it. I would very quickly find myself getting notices from an HOA and butting heads with the management there. So ask yourself, can you play by the rules? Some HOAs will ticket either you or your friends if they're parked where they shouldn't be when they come to visit and they're not registered with the association. Some will issue a notice if there are weeds in your yard. Some associations might take exception to that old project car you have parked on your drive. Also consider, do you plan on renting out the property in the future? Is it an investment property? Will your association even allow that? Associations might have rules on quiet hours, for example, the use of amenities, parking, and so many other things that you have to respect. So read the rules before you buy the property. If your values and the association's rules conflict, then you might want to consider whether buying in an association is right for you. But if the rules reflect the way you would like to live or you already live, then you might find living within an association would work out great for you. The next thing to consider is, does living within an association suit your lifestyle or your lifestyle as you envisage it in the next few years? You must be aware that the association, whether that's a homeowners association or a condo association, is going to be a constant part of your life for the duration of time that you own real estate there. So, for example, if you plan on renting out a room to help with your housing expense, you plan on keeping chickens, breeding dogs, owning particular types of dogs, owning an RV, starting an at-home business, having cookouts and parties with friends, or even decorating excessively for Halloween, then you may find that your lifestyle or your future lifestyle may be incompatible with association rules. Consider your current lifestyle. Is it going to change in the foreseeable future? Will those changes be compatible with an association's rules? Again, it's well worth getting a hold of those association rules and regulations to make sure that you don't outgrow your home too soon and be forced to sell it to lead the lifestyle that you really want to lead. Now, maybe if you were renting an apartment before and now you want to own in a condo building just to build some equity instead of paying rent every month, then you're probably already familiar with the rules that are common when sharing walls in a building like that, and the transition for you will be really smooth and easy. However, if you're a big entertainer and you like having friends over all the time, then living in an association might not be for you. But if you're very busy and you like the idea of having someone else take care of a large amount of maintenance for you, then living within an association, be it a condo association or an HOA, might be great for you. Next, consider whether the association in question is worth investing your money into. Real estate is almost universally considered a good investment. However, we all know that fewer people want to live inside an association than don't want to live inside one. So you might want to consider whether your purchase is likely to be a good long-term investment. Are fees scheduled to rise every year? If so, by how much? Will that put off any potential future buyer? Are you going to be buying in an area where everybody wants to be, or are you going to be buying in a building because you like the looks of the building, but it's not actually in a very nice part of town? For example, here in Spokane, if you bought within an HOA right near the Manitou Country Club area, your money's probably going to be pretty safe. That's where everybody wants to be. But if you end up in an expensive HOA or in a condo building in a less desirable part of town, then your money might not be as safe there. That's where your real estate agent will come into play, and that's why actually getting out and looking at the property by way of a showing is so invaluable. Also consider if you plan on turning the property into a rental property at any time. Consider whether you can cash flow or at least break even with the current HOA fees and with any potential future HOA fee increases. That's it for this video. As you can see, when it comes to buying within an association, there's much more to consider than just price and location. And I hope this video has been helpful in your decision making. Like I said, my name is Phil Wells. If you're in the market to purchase or sell a property here in the Spokane area or the North Idaho area, then please give me a call, shoot me a text, send me an email, or contact me on Instagram or Facebook, and I would be honored to work with you. Until the next video, thank you for watching.